Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Hellhunter Anti-Nomen. This is part 6. If you remember from part 5, we escaped the village, and now we're on the speedboat. This is take 2 of this part, because in my first attempt at recording this, I got a phone call mid-recording. In the like right after one of the fights, I hit stop recording instead of pause recording, so I had to go back through the game and play up to this point again. So, before we start playing, I'm going to make sure I'm on pause recording so that if something like that happens again, I hit the right button this time. And I'm also going to turn on Do Not Disturb. Turn on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, I've turned Do Not Disturb.
So hopefully we won't get bothered at this point.
Saving point.
So, here we go.
You saved the crew member 1. She introduces herself to Elian. She's Amelia and is the leader of the crew of the speedboat. He does the same. Coincidentally, their destination is located near to Elian's, so he won't have to worry about that.
Okay, good to know.
Tools. There are many tools used for navigation, but even more for fishing. Crew member 2. This robust man takes care of transport, stocking in the inventory of goods, weapons as well. Crew member 3. This young man doesn't look very strong. In fact, he takes care of communication and technology. He's even able to repair the engine of the speedboat in the case of an emergency.
It's good to know.
Medical kit. Elian finds many transfusion bags inside the medical kit, but he knows that the crew needs them much more than him. So he just picks 2 of them, and so obtains 2 blood vials.
Okay.
Bed. There's a single bed. Elian wonders what they have to do when they have to sleep, and they're in the middle of the sea. Weapons. There's some weapon for large fishes, and even guns. There aren't many cases of attacks from monsters, but probably they are the exception. To the outside. Saving point.
Okay, now we will go to the outside.
To the... Elian finishes his address when suddenly the boat is shaking. Elian now must go outside and check what's happening. Elian exits the cabin and can't believe his eyes. That creature is clinging to the side of the speedboat. Just how persistent is he? Elian must act now. If he manages to hop aboard, it won't be possible to make him fall into the sea. You have reached speedboat outside.
Yep. Our old friend the Construct is back.
Lifeboat. There's a lifeboat in case of an emergency. Crew member 4. He's the fisherman of the crew. He's tanned. Crew member 5. He's an expert in weather. He sometimes rides the speedboat, or else he helps the fishermen. Edge of the boat to inside. Lifeboat. Edge of the boat.
Now, before I actually go to this thing, I'm going to tell you this guy has a deadly attack in this fight. Now, this thing's deadly attacks really hurt. Like, this thing hurts on its own, but when it does its deadly, it's even worse. So...
When Elian gets close, the creature says his usual phrase. This time, he won't hesitate. If it's a matter of making him lose his grip on the boat, then it's an achievable task. The battle begins.
Much better. Any now. Yep. 4. And this one, he actually pushes it up a little bit too. So you really have to pay attention in this fight.
100% life points.
Okay, I'm not even getting hit yet. In yesterday's attempt at this, I got hit quite a few times. Close. I almost didn't dodge in time. See ya!
The battle ends. Elian gains 600 experience points. Finally, Elian manages to make him fall. The threat is thwarted. He can return to the cabin. Lifeboat. Crew member. He looks impulsive at first glance.
Alright.
Crew member 5. He seems reliable and flexible. To inside. Lifeboat.
Did I talk
To crew member 5. He seems reliable.
Wait, no, we
He
didn't.
seems reliable and flexible.
Yeah, we did.
To inside.
Now we'll go inside.
You have reached speed saving. You saved the game. Amelia. She's never seen a thing like that creature. Anyway, she invites Elian to rest. Tools. Crew member 2. He doesn't chat a lot. He's quiet and calm. Crew member 3. He's talkative and open. As expected from the role he has. Medical kit. Bed. The rest is for the crew.
And that's what happens when you try to get
Weapons.
more blood.
Bed.
So we will use the bed now.
Elian accepts the offer and goes to sleep. But after a few hours, his sleep is interrupted by the 2 members of the crew outside the cabin. Monsters on sight. Elian stands up. The hunt must start.
Okay.
Medical tools, crew. He doesn't chat a lot. Amelia. She's sorry for the interruption to Elian's sleep. He tells them to stay here. He will take care of the problem. Saving. You set to the outside.
Save one more time, make sure our health is good.
You have reached speedboat, lifeboat. Crew member 4. Apparently he saw some humanoid fish swimming around the speedboat. Crew member 5. He says he has also seen another one, which looks like a humanoid turtle. To inside. Fishman. Humanoid turtle. Lifeboat. Fishman.
Okay.
It's a humanoid covered in scales and with fins. The head resembles a fish. It jumps from the water and lands near Elian. The battle begins. The enemy is getting faster.
There we go. He's
The
done.
battle ends. Elian gains 200 experience points. Elian gets blood vial.
We'll take it.
You opened the inventory page. 16. Blood. You're back. Lifeboat.
I had way more blood vials than the other save.
Crew member 4. Crew member 5. To inside.
But-
Fishman.
And like I said, I had to restart, and I didn't end up with as many. We're still okay, though. There it is again. No speech.
It's a humanoid covered in scales and...
Same description.
The battle begins. The enemy is getting faster.
There we go.
The battle ends. Alien gains 200 experience points. Press control. Lifeboat. Crew member. 2 humanoid turtle. This one is similar to the others, but its traits are more similar to those of a turtle. It also has a shell on its back. At a certain point it makes a great leap, and, with a trident in its webbed hands, it points toward Elian's throat. The battle begins.
And that shell that it mentioned.
Less than 50% life. The enemy is shielded from attacks.
Like that. So you can't really hit the... Well, you can, but it doesn't do any good.
The enemy is not shielded anymore.
I prefer not to use...
The enemy is shielded from attacks.
A blood vial if I can help it. Because the part we're coming up to, you'll really need them. Ow.
The enemy is shielded from attacks.
Yep, can't hit him.
The enemy is not shielded anymore.
Alright, he's done.
The battle ends.
Probably could have made it, but I'm still glad I took a blood.
Alien gains 250 experience points. Press Lifeboat. Crew member 4. Looks like he already saw some monsters, but Alien doesn't think he's suited to fight them. Crew member. Alien is surprised to notice that he already has a gun in his hand, and he would be ready to shoot if necessary. 2 ins. You have reached Speedboat. In saving, you saved Amelia. She doesn't know how to thank him and just hopes that this time his sleep will continue without any other problem. Tools.
Okay.
Crew he doesn't chat. Crew. He's talkative. Medic. Bed.
He has nothing else to say to us, so we will lay down in bed.
Alien goes to sleep again.
Nothing's gonna go wrong
This
at
time,
all.
he finishes his rest. When he wakes up, there's a weird mood. There is silence inside the cabin, and the crew seems nervous. Maybe it's an idea to talk to them. Weapons to the saving Amelia. She's nervous. The mist is quite dense, and she has a bad feeling. Tools. Crew member 2. He just sits and waits for some update on the situation.
Well, that's not very helpful.
Crew member 3. He has some bad news. Communication with the outside is interrupted. He's trying to restore the signal. Emil saving used to the outside. Problems with communications and mist. It's not necessarily caused by paranormal phenomena, but Elian is ready for any eventuality and goes out to check.
Now, this is the part that I struggle
The mist is dense indeed. At a certain point it appears there's something inside it. It's a ghost ship. It's quite old. Probably it has centuries on its shoulders, and its condition proves that. A few meters from the speedboat it stops as well. Elian thinks that it's a good idea to investigate. You have reached Speedboat. Outside. Lifeboat. Crew member. His mouth is still open, while he stares at the ghost ship. Crew member 5. Even he gets nervous at the sight of the ghost ship. To inside. To the ghost ship.
to the ghost ship. Here we go.
Alien hops aboard. As expected, there's no crew at all. Not alive, at least. He thinks it's better to start checking from the stern. The helm should be there. Alien knows that this place is very dangerous. In a ghost ship, you can't expect to find blood anywhere, not even by monsters. so he should use the blood vials he still has very wisely, and rely on the floating gems he might find. Eventually.
Okay.
You have reached Ghost Ship. Main mast. It is damaged. The sails are torn apart. Skeleton corpses. Elian feels like some of those skeletons were not pirates on the ship, judging by some pieces of cloth still attached to the bones. Cannons. Elian takes a look. They are still in good condition. It's possible that they can still fire.
And that is important for later.
Cannonballs. There are many cannonballs scattered near the cannons. In case of a battle with cannons, it would be handy. To the speedboat, to the stern, to the bow, to below deck, to the bow. Elian wants to check the stern first of all. To below deck. Elian wants to investigate the outside of the ship before checking inside. To the stern.
So, we can only go one way. So we'll do that.
Here's the stern. Elian can see the helm in the quarterdeck. In front of him, there's a door. It might be the captain's room. You have reached Ghost Quarterdeck. Above the quarterdeck, there's the helm. In front of Elian, there's a door. It could be the captain's room. In the surrounding area, there are slashes everywhere. Helm. Elian checks the helm. It's blocked. He thinks it's best to check the anchor in the bow. Broken aquabus. It has been hit by something quite heavy. It's an antique model, by the way. To the main deck, to the captain's room. It's locked from the other side. It looks like Elian will have to find a path inside the ship to reach the room. Quarterdeck, to the main deck. You have reached a ghost to the bow.
Now go to the bow.
The bowsprit is damaged, and the figurehead as well. The anchor should be on the right.
Okay.
You have reached hole. There's a small hole on the floor. Not enough to fall inside it, but enough to make you stumble. It's too dark to see through the hole. Bowsprit. It's damaged as well. There's a noticeable crack in it. Anchor. The anchor is still set sail, so something is wrong. Elian thinks it's time to explore the ship from inside. Figurehead. It represents a woman, from the head down to the bust. It's damaged, and half of the face is missing.
Oh.
To the main deck, hole.
Now back to the main deck.
You have reached ghost to below deck.
Now to below deck.
All passages that connect to the rear of the below deck are sealed. Maybe Elian can avoid the obstacles passing through the hold. In the room, there are a few skeletons, but they move, and their weapons point towards him. You have reached Ghost Ship, below deck,
Much quieter
center.
here.
Saving point. You saved the game, skeleton. The battle begins. %100 life points. The battle ends.
Victory.
Elian gains 160 experience points. Elian increased. You owe less than 75 experience. Elian reached level 5. 4,920 XP. Your back corpse. Skeleton. Saving point. You saved the game. Skeleton. Sealed path.
It's,
Corpse. This corpse comes from the outside. He died recently, since the corpse still has flesh. In a state of decomposition, of course.
ew.
The cause of death is probably all the cuts on his body. Sealed path. Many layers of wood are nailed to block the path, which is closed almost airtight. Skeleton. The battle begins.
I think he does. These do double attacks. Yep.
100% life points.
You don't hit me.
The battle ends. Alien gains 106 to the main deck, to the hold, front exit, saving point. You say skeleton, corpse, saving, front exit, to the hold.
Okay,
The access to the front of the hold is blocked, but the rear is still connected by a door. From through the walls, some ghost appears. This is not good. Aliens' weapons can't kill them. You have reached Ghost.
Dang it.
The battle begins.
So we can't hit these. So we just have to dodge them. Well, we can't hit these yet.
Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. More than 75% life points. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien manages to escape. The battle ends.
We still got hit some.
Press control to continue. Puddle. There's a little water infiltration. Apparently, it's not under the level of the sea, or the situation would be worse.
You don't say.
Sealed path. Even here, the way is blocked. It's an impressive work of carpentry, anyway. Ghost. The battle begins. More than 75% life points.
Well, my health is still... Okay, well, it was.
More than 75% life points.
It still is.
Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower.
Ow.
Less than 75%
Alien is getting
life
slower.
points. Less than 75% life points. Alien is getting slower. Less than 75% life points. Alien manages to escape.
Okay.
The battle ends. Press control. Puddle. Sealed. To below deck. Back exit. Puddle. Back. The door is locked. The key is probably somewhere inside the to below deck.
Okay, we can only go back here.
You have reached saving point. You saved the game, skeleton.
Heal.
The battle begins. %100 life points. The battle ends.
Excuse me.
Alien gains life 100. You're back. Corpse. Sealed skeleton. The battle begins. The battle ends. Alien life 100%. You're back to the.
No, I didn't want to. Dang it.
You have reached to below.
Oh well. I'll get more experience. Points.
You have reached saving you skeleton.
I'm gonna want to get those.
The battle begins.
I want to get those hidden bosses. Anyway. So.
The battle ends.
And these don't take long. It's It's mainly
Alien
just the ghosts that
corpse.
I prefer
Sealed
not to
path.
fight.
Skeleton. Saving. Use. Front to the hole. To the main. Skeleton. The battle begins.
Victory!
The battle ends. Alien get to the main, to the front, saving. Use skeleton. Front.
Front exit.
Here the crew stored all the weapons. For some reason there aren't many cannonballs here. Elian saw many of them on the deck, near the cannons. He wonders what happened. You have reached Scout Ghost Ship. The battle begins.
Victory!
The battle ends. Alien Gate. Weapons. Weapons. There are many fighting weapons. Most of them are rusty. But Elian wouldn't touch even the ones in good condition. Not if they are inside a ghost
That's
ship.
usually what weapons are for.
They could be
for
cursed or haunted. Rag. It's filthy and mouldy. It was used to clean the weapons. Once upon a time. Bucket. There's still some water inside it. It looks stagnant. Back exit. Front exit. Skeleton. Front.
Okay, we'll keep going this way.
In this part of the ship, there are more skeletons. There might be a reason. There's also some ghosts.
Ugh.
You have reached Goat Barrel. It's empty inside. It's also pierced at some point. Skeleton. The battle begins. %100 life points. The battle ends. Alien. Broken life, a ghost.
Oh, kidding
The
me.
battle begins. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. More than 75% life points. Alien manages to escape.
Okay,
The
thank you.
battle ends. Press control to barrel. Skeleton. Broken line. It has been crushed with many blows. There's some nail scratches. There's actually even some human nails stuck in the wood.
Ew.
Hole. There's a hole in the right wall. The one toward the speedboat. It's quite wide. To the armory. To the cabin. To the hold. Barrel. To the armory.
Let's go here.
You have reached Ghost Ship. Armory. Front exit.
Okay, I think we were already there. So,
You have reached. Go to the hold.
I think we want to go here.
There are many ghosts here. Elian notices that they are gathered on one side of the room. On the other side, there's a symbol on the ground and a door.
It's important for later.
You have reached Ghost. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower.
Hey.
Less than 75% life points. Alien is getting slower. Alien manages to escape. The battle ends. Press Control, Ghost. The battle begins. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien manages to escape.
Okay.
The battle ends. Press Control to continue. Metal
Those
scraps.
frickin' things are
Most
there.
of them are shards of blades or guns. In some cases, they're almost crumbled. Rotten supplies.
Ew.
The only reason why there's no animal or insect among them is because this is a ghost ship. Floor. On the ground, there's a symbol attached to the wood, near a door. To below deck, to the treasure room. Metal scrap to the door is locked. To below deck.
Okay, let's go back here.
You have reached ghost ship. Below deck. Front. To the hold. To the cabin.
Let's go here.
As expected, there are many skeletons here. Many hammocks are placed here and there. There's a trunk that draws Elian's attention. You have reached hammocks. Some of them are ripped or worn by time. Skeleton. The battle begins. %100 life points. The battle ends. Alien gains 100 dice.
Alright.
There wasn't much entertainment back in that time, especially during a long journey by sea. Skeleton. The battle begins.
Skeleton. Ow. There's what not to do. Don't turn into your enemy.
The battle ends. Alien trunk. Alien checks inside the trunk and
He
finds
gets
a
a
rusty
hit. Wait,
key
wrong game.
in its bottom.
Wrong game.
Holes. The walls of this room are pierced at many points by large objects, but it doesn't seem like a barrage of cannonballs. Skeleton. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. The battle ends. Alien get to below deck. Hammocks. Skeleton. Dice. Skeleton. Trunk. Now the trunk is empty. Holes. Skeleton. To below.
Alright. Now,
You have reached. Go to the hold.
go here. I'm hoping that if I go left, I'll be able to avoid those ghosts.
You have reached. Go to the treasure room. The door is locked. At the foot of the door, there's the trace of a dried blood stain. The door is ghost. The battle begins.
I hope I don't have to.
Alien is getting slower.
I wish the thing
Alien is getting slower.
could just be a sound,
Alien is getting slower.
because sometimes that speech
Alien is getting slower.
drowns out where the ghosts are coming from.
Less than 50%. Alien manages to escape. The battle ends.
Victory.
Press control to continue. Ghost. The battle begins. Less than 50% life points. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien is getting slower. Alien manages to escape. The battle ends. Press control to continue. Metal scraps. Rotten supply. Floor. On the ground, there's a symbol attached to the wood, near a door. To below deck, to the treasure room. The door is locked.
I thought I had a key.
You opened the inventory page. 14. Blood vial. 1. Sack. It's used to store 1. Rope. 1. Axe. 1. Leather sheath. This 1. Jack key. 1. Knight key. 1. Queen key. 1. King key. 1. Water canal key. 1. Torch. 1. Rusty key. A very old key. Rust covers most of it. Nothing. Your back. Metal scrap. Rotten floor. Rot. The only floor. To below. To the treasure room. The metal scraps. To the to below.
I think it's here, and I want to try to heal anyway.
You have reached barrel. To the hold.
Nope.
To the cabin. To the armory. Hole. To the... You have reached front exit. Back exit.
I think it's over here.
You have reached saving. You save front exit.
Yes. There we go. Now,
You have reached front exit.
I need to remember what I'm looking for.
You have reached to the hold. To the cabin.
I would have thought. Or do I have to go?
You have reached to ghost skeleton. The battle begins.
Do I have to go to the main deck?
The battle ends. Alien to below hammocks skeleton. The battle begins.
Ow.
The battle ends.
I think I do.
Alien gains what? Dice skeleton. The battle begins. Less than 75% life points. The battle ends. Alien trunk, hole, skeleton, to below deck, to hole, trunk. Now the hole, to hammocks, to below.
Yep, I think I have to go to the main deck.
You have reached ghost ship, below deck, front, to the hold, to the cabin, to the armory. You have reached front exit, back exit. You have reached saving. You say front exit to the hold. To the main deck.
I think maybe it might be here. We'll see.
You have reached main mast. Skeleton cannons. Cannonballs. To the speedboat, to the stern. To the bow, to below deck, to the...
Yeah, I think it might have been here.
You have reached hole. Bowsprit, anchor, figurehead, to the main deck, hole. To...
Not there.
You have reached to below deck, to the bow. You have reached hole. Bowsprit, anchor, figurehead, to the main deck.
See, I think I just went back to the same place. I need to go to the stern.
You have reached to the bow, to the stern. You have reached quarter deck. Above the helm, broken aquabar. To the main deck, to the captain's room. It's locked from quarter deck. Above the quarter deck, there's the helm. In front of Elian, there's a door. It could be the captain's room. Helm, broken up. To the main, to the captain. Quarter deck, to the captain. It, to the...
Yep. I have to go down here somewhere.
You have reached to below deck. To the bow. To... You have reached front exit to the hold.
Let's check over here.
You have reached back exit. To below deck. Back. Elian opens the door with the rusty key. Luckily, it's still usable.
Go through this door.
From here, it should be possible to reach the rear of the below deck. Some other skeleton is there. But what worries Elian the most is a creepy presence on the other side of the room.
Oh no.
You have reached ghost ship. Hold. Back. Necklace. There's a necklace near the corpse. It could have emotional value. Corpse. It's a woman, as is obvious by the dress. Elian can't help imagining how it ended.
Do you want to?
Skeleton. The battle begins. 100% life points.
Goodbye.
The battle ends. Alien gate. Banshee. Front exit. To below deck. Necklace. To neck corpse. Skeleton. Band front.
Oh dang it, I forgot. I think you do...
You have reached back. Ghost.
have to fight her. Look at this stupid thing.
You have reached neck corpse. Skeleton. The battle begins.
I did it again. I turned left. Where
The
animals
battle
come from.
ends. Alien gain. Banshee. Front. Banshee. There's a female ghost who guards the passage to the below deck. It's a banshee, an ethereal body which makes screams strong enough to be considered a deadly weapon. As soon as Elian gets close enough, She starts to scream. First-hand experience is always worse than any previous knowledge. Elian has to cover his ears. The problem is that probably, since she's a ghost, he won't be able to damage her.
Correct.
So Elian will give it a try, but gets ready to retreat in case his suspicions prove correct. The battle begins. Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower. Less than 75% life points. Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower. Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower. Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower. Elian manages to escape. The battle ends. Press control. As expected, his weapons just pass through her body, so he retreats. Elian has an intuition. There could be a holy symbol somewhere in the ship. Probably not too far from the keel.
There is.
If he finds it, then he will be able to defeat any ghost or similar creatures.
So.
Skeleton, corpse, necklace, to below deck. Wild front.
This way.
You have reached. Go back egg to below ghost. The battle begins. Less than 75% life points. Elian is getting slower.
Hey, I dodged.
Elian is getting slower. Less than 50%
Elian is
life
getting
points.
slower. Elian is getting slower.
Elian manages to escape.
Okay.
The battle ends. Press control to continue. Back exit to below deck. You have reached ghost ship below deck. Center. Front exit. You have reached front exit.
I think we just keep going this way.
You have reached go to the hold, to the cabin, to the armory. Hold, ghost. The battle begins.
Elian is getting slower. Elian is getting slower. Elian is getting slower. Elian is getting slower.
Elian manages to escape. The battle ends.
Okay. No.
Press control to to the hold.
I want to say it's in here. Because if you remember
You
that
have
symbol we
reached
saw.
ghost to the treasure, to below deck, to the the door is locked. To the floor.
Yep.
Looking closer, Elian realizes that this is the holy symbol of an ancient pagan religion. As expected. During his career, he made many rituals to consecrate the surface of some area of this sea. Covering a whole sea is not a task that someone alone can achieve in a few years. Someone before him also did it during that time. Anyway, it's unlikely a ghost ship could manage to avoid for all this time all the consecrated areas that would mean their destruction. But if a holy symbol is applied to them, then that's another story. They can travel anywhere. Elian removes the holy symbol and wears it like a necklace. Now he should be able to defeat ghosts and the Banshee as well.
Now this will make our life a lot easier.
To below deck.
Being on this thing.
You have reached to the hold, to the cabin, to the armory. You have reached ghost front egg, back egg. You have reached ghost ship below deck. Saving point. You saved the game.
Yes.
Front exit to the hold. To the main deck. To the hold.
I'm gonna go here.
You have reached back.
Go here.
You have reached to ghost front exit Banshee. Elian has a holy symbol with him. The Banshee is already reacting to it. Now he can defeat her.
Yep.
The battle begins.
Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower.
%100 life points.
Elian is getting weaker. Elian is getting slower.
Alright, she's done.
The battle ends. Elian gains 500 experience points. The Banshee dissolves. Now it's possible to proceed. Skeleton.
Well, these aren't
Battle
hard, so.
begins.
Using the ghosts. I've gotten to this part before. Even the ghosts aren't hard with the holy
The battle
symbol.
ends. Alien gate. Corpse. Skeleton. Front and to below deck.
But there is a part that I got stuck
This
at
place is
in my
empty.
last playthrough.
No one arrived here, apparently. In front of Elian, there's just one door. He prepares his weapon for what will be behind it. You have reached safe. You saved sealed path. The other side of that wood barrier. Elian wonders what required such a measure. To the hold. To the captain's room. Saving point.
Let's go to the captain's room.
The room has a shelf full of
Go to the
books,
captain's room.
some treasure, and an old map of a portion of this continent. Before Elian, there's a desk, and behind it, the remains of the captain sits in the chair.
Okay.
At the moment, he just lies there. You have reached treasures. Many valuable jewels, crowns, and coins are placed around the room. The trophies of a life dedicated to pillage. Although nowadays the value of those items would be huge, Elian doesn't dare to collect the treasure of a ghost ship. It never ends well with things like this. Bookshelf. Many old stories are written in those books. That's probably how the captain spent his time during his travels. Skeleton captain. He wears the typical pirate hat of the shared imagination. He also wears a necklace. It seems familiar. Looks like he shot himself in the head. Since he doesn't move, it seems like he's just a corpse. Logbook. Old map.
We'll come back to the logbook.
There's a part of this continent represented here. Even if back then it was a very good map, with modern technology, it's now quite inaccurate. To below deck. Oh, logbook.
Now we'll go to the logbook. And this enemy also has a deadly attack. I will point that out now.
Elian leans toward the logbook, but he retracts his hand just a second before a blade cuts down. The captain's skeleton reacts to that, and now he stands up. In his right hand he wields a sword, in the left an arquebus. Elian notices for a moment a roach moving quickly from the cavity of his left eye to the right one.
Ew. That's disgusting.
He's a bit disgusted, so he focuses on the battle.
You and me both, Elian. That is disgusting.
The battle begins. Less than 50% life points. More than 75% life points.
I'm still okay for right now. Well, it was, until I just
Less
did
than
that.
50% life points.
One more hit. Okay, we killed him.
The battle ends. Elian gains 700 experience points. Elian gets blood vial. The skeleton collapses and falls into pieces. Was he protecting the logbook? To below, old map, logbook.
Okay, we will now look at this logbook.
Elian starts to browse the logbook. Maybe he can find a clue to what's happening. His attention is caught starting from the part in which the crew finds an incredible treasure. A huge stock of chests, in particular one which is very large. They placed everything inside the treasure room and parted until dawn. The day after, they decided to take a look at the treasure and divide it among them. Suddenly, many screams alerted the captain, who rushed to check the situation, and what he saw was terrifying. It took a lot of effort and deaths to stop that damned demon.
Now I'm just hitting control to have it read the next part.
The balance of dead was tremendous. The crew had been halved that day. Among repairs, corpses, and treating the wounded, the mood was gloomy. No one said a word. The captain felt like something bad might happen. So among the repairs, he asked a carpenter to place a wood barrier inside the ship. Also, he told his woman in private that she would have to leave on a lifeboat in the middle of the night. That fateful night finally arrived, the one in which he planned the escape of the woman. No one was looking, and he was shut in his room while her lover departed. The room was inaccessible from the outside, since he knew that it would happen. What he didn't know was they would decide to act this night. Many voices barked his name out loud. Then another voice joined in. It started to scream. Scream and scream and scream and scream. He was powerless and trapped inside the cage he created for himself. So useless and desperate, on the verge of losing his mind, among tears and blood. From the outside, the barks continued, many blows to the barricades, unceasingly, After many hours, he heard a loud noise from the outside, and the waves started to churn as if a tidal wave was happening. The barks turned into yelps, and many steps in all directions followed. Elian arrives at the last page of the logbook. The calligraphy worsens a lot in the last pages. He starts reading again. Just after a lot of explosions, impacts and screams followed. He made an opening in the wall and witnessed what he described as a marvelous show. In one last note he wrote, "Oh, my lord, I beg you, exterminate those traitors, those filthy dogs. Please avenge us, Kraken, and my soul will be yours forever." The logbook ends here. A few seconds later, the sea is upset, the ship sways. Elian must check outside. Bookshelf, treasure to the stern.
So,
To below deck. To the stern. Elian unlocked the door.
we will go out here.
Elian quickly gets out of the room, which leads to the stern. His worst fear materializes. A huge kraken is emerging from the sea. The vehicles must be stuck on his tentacles. Elian is a vampire hunter. A kraken simply is not his cup of tea. He's not specialized to fight against a monster like that. Yet the cannons on the main deck might be what he needs.
Alright.
You have reached go quarter deck, helm, broken arquebus, to the main deck. You have reached go main mast, skeleton corpses, cannons. Elian quickly counts the cannons. 12 in total nearby, 6 for each side. And since the Kraken is aligned with one of the sides, there are enough cannons for Elian and the crew. He's going to talk to the crew to convince them to help him with the cannons.
Okay.
Cannonballs. There are many cannon to the speedboat.
Let's go to the speedboat.
Elian quickly returns to the speedboat. The crew is all outside the cabin. They are scared to death. Convincing them to help him with cannons might prove even harder than escaping from the Kraken.
Okay.
You have reached lifeboat. Crew member 2, up to inside. You have reached speed saving. You saved to the outside.
I'm gonna save and heal.
You have reached speed lifeboat. Crew member 2. He's on the verge of freaking out. The shotgun in his hands is useless. Not even dangerous for the crew. Crew member 3. He's panicking. Even his chattiness won't help him this time. Amelia. Crew member 4. He's very agitated. The gun in his hand is shaking. Crew member 5. Even his resolve is wavering before the Kraken. To inside. Amelia. Amelia is shaking. But she's the leader. If Elian wants their cooperation, then he must convince her first of all. They don't know what to do. Elian explains the situation. They are too scared to help. Meanwhile, the Kraken keeps on with its rampage. At a certain point, while Elian is trying to find the right words to make them react, a tentacle of the Kraken suddenly moves toward the speedboat. Elian doesn't make it in time to warn the crew, and so it hits the second member of the crew full in the head. There's nothing to do. It tears his head off, and the body falls. The crew starts to scream and freak out as they see his neck still spilling blood. Elian immediately shouts at them with all his voice to calm down. It seems to have some effect. With a harsh and unshakable voice, he tells the crew, especially Amelia, to stand up and help him with the cannons, or it will be the end for everyone. Amelia is with Elian, and in a few seconds the crew is ready to go. Crew member 4. He's suddenly pumped. His attitude is ideal in this moment.
Yep.
Crew member 5. He's returned to normal and will offer support to the others. To the ghost ship lifeboat. Crew member 2. Crew member 3. Now he is saying something to the crew to boost their morale. Crew member 2. His dead body is there in a pool of blood. Elian tries not to look at him, so the crew will do the same. Crew member 3, Amelia. Crew member 2 to the ghost.
Thought you could normally get mod files from him.
Elian returns to the ghost ship. The crew
Chris
quickly
did it.
move towards the cannons that point towards the Kraken and start to fire. The Kraken is huge, but the explosions have some effect on him after all. Now it's Elian's turn. You have reached ghost ship, main deck. Main mast, skeleton cannons.
Now I'm gonna try to do both endings to this fight, because this fight has 2 endings.
Elian positions himself next to one of the last 2 free cannons and starts to fire. The Kraken becomes agitated and swings a tentacle towards Elian. He dodges it with perfect timing, but it hits the ship instead, making it shake. Elian must take into account that even if he manages to keep dodging it, the ship could be destroyed before they have the chance to escape. He must consider the eventuality of being hit on purpose to protect the ship during the battle. In any case, it will be a fight against time, so he doesn't waste a second.
Okay.
The battle begins. The battle ends.
I think we get the bad ending.
Elian gains 1,000 experience points. Suddenly the Kraken lets go of the ship and it starts moving. There's a problem. The speedboat is still stuck. If the ship departs, they won't be able to escape anymore with the speedboat. So Elian decides to go to the bow and stop the ship using the anchor. The crew will try to keep the Kraken busy in the meantime. Cannonball to the speed, to the stern, to the bow.
Okay. I think I didn't get the
You
bad
have
ending.
reached Ghost Hole, bowsprit, anchor. Elian doesn't waste a second and uses all his strength to drag the anchor and toss it into the sea. It worked! The anchor sank into the sea, and now the ship stops moving. The others are doing well. Even the speedboat is free, and the crew is going aboard. Now Elian should do the same. Or so he thinks, at least. Right after the first step toward the main deck, the Kraken swings a tentacle outside the view of Elian, and since he let his guard down for a moment, He barely notices the threat coming and gets hit. The blow makes him fall straight into the sea. A few seconds later, he loses consciousness. When Elian opens his eyes, he's still dazed. His sight is blurry. The sound of the waves, the sand on his face, and then a female figure in the distance that gets closer to him. Elian is exhausted and faints again. Meanwhile, how much time has passed? Elian wakes up, but he can't move, except his head. He's strapped to an electric chair. He quickly needs to figure out where he is and what's happening. You have reached Hidden Cave, Torture Chamber.
Okay.
Saving point. You saved the game.
So, that concludes this part of the game.
Quit game.
We will come back
Exit game.
in the next video.
Move among the options.
Complete this part of the game. This part is one that really got me as well. Thank you guys for listening, and I will see you later.